Riders ready, watch the gate.
Welcome to the 2015 UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Finals. We're here in Rock Hill. We have a great hour-packed show today. The contenders for the overall titles. I'm here with Marc Willers, Lauren Berlingeli. We're going to give you all of a recap of this season, the things that have gone on, and it's been pretty incredible. We have a great facility here, an excellent track for racing, and let's get right into it, showing you a lap of the track with Barry Nobles as he did a GoPro run yesterday with Caroline Buchanan out here on the Rock Hill Supercross track. Mark, why don't you talk us through a lap on this track?
Ready when you guys are.
Barry dropping in here behind Caroline. You'll see here in a second they split this second straight. This first straight's really wide open. Bit of a dog leg to the left, which will really help those inside lanes come race time. You see here Caroline's going to go to the left and Barry's going to jump down here. This is definitely one of the best built second straights, pro straights for us. Jumps right over Caroline there and comes back around into the third straight rhythm. Nice step up here and then into a bunch of rollers, which is kind of a little strange. And then a nice little step up into this turn, come around, and it's a pretty stock last straight, but it'll be good to pull up and have a good race to the line.
So that's a lap here in Rock Hill. This is the last stop, as we said, of the 2015 season, but it's been a long journey just to get to this part, and we're going to have a complete recap of what's gone on. But welcome to the final round of the 2015 UCI BMX World Cup Tour. This is our first visit to Rock Hill, South Carolina. Having the finals here on one of the premier BMX racing facilities in the U.S. is fitting to wrap up what has been the best season to date of Supercross racing on the World Cup Tour. Rock Hill is a super fast, wide open racetrack, and it will test the world's best BMX racers' abilities as they go to race for the victory this weekend.
The kickoff
This
to the
weekend we will
2015
crown the
UCI
series
BMX
champions,
Supercross
and let's
World
get
Cup
you a
Tour in
recap
Manchester
of what's
was
gone on
an
so
event
far
that the
to
riders
date.
are looking forward to start the year off. Each rider was looking to start the season with a great result, but it would turn out to be the 2014 series champions taking the wins. In the elite women's class, Caroline Buchanan was unstoppable. Caroline rode with the confidence of a champion, and it showed as she took the victory. When it came time for the elite men's main event, Liam Phillips was once again crowned the King of Manchester, this time with his third win in a row in front of his hometown crowd. Round number 2 in Papendal, it's a true test of the all-around BMX racer. The wide-open, fast first straightaway and the technical track layout is the ultimate test to gauge where the elite riders are in fitness and skills. The elite women's class always seems to elevate in Papendal, and this year's standout was the queen of BMX, Mariana Pajon. Mariana swept the weekend, winning both the time trial event and the race day main event. The elite men main event gave everyone a surprise as Nick Kimman shocked the BMX world, winning his first main event as an elite man, and he did so from lane 8, cashing in on the new Elite Tracks Double Dice Lane 8 bonus, all in front of his home country fans. Round 3 in Sweden marked the halfway point of the 2015 season, and the riders were looking to grab maximum points. Weather conditions changed the format of the event, with the time trials being cancelled, but racing went on. Elise Post rode strong all day, and in the main event she was able to put it all together, taking the whole shot, the lead, and the main event victory, giving her the well-deserved win. The elite men's class gave us the first repeat winner of the season, as Liam Phillips rode relaxed but determined all day. When the gate slammed, he rode his way into the history books as the first men's winner in Sweden, stretching out his overall series points lead. The tour headed to Argentina for stop number 4 in Santiago del Estero, one of the athletes' favorite stops. The fast, wide-open racetrack always produces some great racing in front of a packed, enthusiastic crowd, and this season the riders didn't let the fans down. In the elite women's main event, it was a South American head-to-head battle for the win, with Mariana Pajon taking the win, edging out Stephanie Hernandez. Elise Post would come in third. These 3 riders have traded podium spots all season and now are all in contention for the overall title. In the elite men's class, Liam Phillips' dream season continued as he once again was the most dominant rider and took the overall victory, making history with back-to-back wins a series first. Anthony Dean made his way back to the podium with a second, and the super consistent rookie Nick Kimman finished third. The overall title chase is between Liam and Nick, and the finals will crown the 2015 champion. It's now all down to the Saturday night finals. Can Liam Phillips, who's led the points all season long, take back-to-back overall titles, or will the rookie Nick Kimman shock the world once again? Either way, history will be made. In Elite Women, Mariana Pajon wants to win the Supercross title once again, but Elise Post is so close she has her eyes on the prize. Or as it was at the World Championships, can Stephanie Hernandez upset the field and win the overall? Well, all these questions will be answered as it's time to sit back and get ready to watch the world's fastest riders race on one of the best BMX tracks in the world and see who will be victorious at stop number 5 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour and win the overall titles.
So that brings you up to here at this stop in Rock Hill. So while we have Marc with us, Marc, let's talk about the 2015 Supercross season. You raced each and every one of those stops. Talk about your season and how things went for you.
Yeah, things started out really good in Manchester. I was feeling pretty good on the bike. I was going really well. A little came together with, I think it was Van Gorkum in the semi-final down the first straight, and ended up taking a dirt sample in the first straight there. That kind of just set up a downward spiral for the rest of the year. Didn't really put much together for Papendal. And then that was kind of the end of an era, I guess. Things have transitioned for me in the last few months, and here we are, joining you, and it's a good feeling.
You have a lot of accolades in Supercross as well as traditional racing. So just talk about what that, how hard it is to go from being that top athlete to just looking at it, seeing that your kind of career may have kind of, run its course, and now you're ready for your next challenge in life.
Mentally it's a big drain. You get used to being on top all your life, and it's to put in the same amount of work day in, day out and not get the results, even though you feel amazing and your numbers and everything is better than always. You just don't get the results, and once that happens it was a good year and a half when I was just getting knocked down, and other parts of life started coming up, and I just thought, well, maybe now's the chance to make another run at something new.
Well, I know I'm definitely excited, as well as all the viewers are excited to have you joining us, giving us your expert analysis. So looking back now at the season, up to date, what was your highlight as you've kind of like put this door Supercross behind you?
It was good to realise what I wanted in my future right before Sweden. I was really looking forward to going there and announcing my retirement at the end of the year, and just being able to go there and really enjoy being at a BMX race without the stress, without the nerves. It did suck landing on my head in the first moto. That wasn't how I wanted to go out. But it was good to kind of felt like I was rewinding the clock 10 years back to racing when I was growing up, when you're just enjoying it with all your friends and all these guys that I've got to know over the past decade. And there was a lot of them that I was never going to get to see again. So I wanted it to be known then, so I could just enjoy my time with them.
Well, it's their loss, but our gain, and I know the viewers are really excited to have you joining us for this weekend, as well as hopefully for the next of seasons to come. So next up, we'll speak with Lauren Berlingeli.
Close. Berlingeri.
She, new to the Supercross series this year, looking back now from stop 1 to the last stop, just what are your experiences here on the Supercross Tour?
Well, when I first got here, I covered Manchester, and it was super intimidating. I mean, the riders were going so fast. It was full contact. I couldn't tell who anyone was because they had their helmets on, but yet it was just so exciting throughout the whole race. But I didn't really know what to say because, it all happened way too quickly. But then as the season progressed and the stops went on, I got to know the riders a little bit more, and I sort of built this personal relationship with these guys, and then I would get to watch them, and it was just like so exciting because now I knew who they were, and I got to watch the progression over the season, and it just became super exciting for me. So it's been such a pleasure to be here.
So just as a spectator, while you're at these events, seeing Supercross up close and personal for the first time, what's your view on that as well?
Well, I mean, Supercross, it happens so quickly. 1 second or one fraction of a second means so much to these guys. And then, anything could happen. So, you'd think that someone was going to come across and be number one, and then they would end up doing a big spill. And, it was just high intensity the whole time. I was completely off my seat, and it was just exciting. This sport is super exciting.
So now we're at the finals. It is an exciting facility here. We have a little bit of a weather condition, but I can bet that you're excited too to see those riders you've built that relationship go on, because we have a good title chase within the elite men and the elite women's class. So what are you looking forward to on this weekend here in the finals in Rock Hill? Well, like you said, it's the last one of the season, which I'm super sad about, but yet I'm excited to see who takes first and second and third. And it is raining out, so I'm kind of worried about these guys riding out in the rain. It could get even messier than it's already been. I hope nobody gets hurt, but I'm just excited to find out who's going to take the podium this year. Yeah, so we're all looking forward to that. Definitely a great addition to the crew. We're excited to have you with us, Lauren, and as well as you, Mark. So thanks so much, guys. We're going to have a lot more from them throughout the weekend, and there we go. So our third member on track today, Mr. Max Clore. He's always out there. He's the guy with the big voice, and he gets you all the attention, all the track showing going on. So let's throw it down to Max on the track side and get a word in and introduce Max for the first time this weekend here in Rock Hill.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to Trackside, and as I'm sure you've heard, a little bit of rain out there. Weather predicted for the weekend, not fantastic, but it's the final round. It's time to crown the champ here, and really excited about the racing this weekend. All the big guys are here to play, and certainly one of those is the man who's leading the series standings at the moment. With me here, Liam Phillips from Great Britain. Liam, you've been out in practice. How's the course looking out there? How's it feeling? A little bit of rain, not too much wind?
It's remarkable, it really is. I mean, we've been here for a couple of weeks, and so I've done quite a few sessions on the track, but yeah, considering how much rain we've had, the track itself is pretty much exactly how it rides when it's dry, which, yeah, it's testament to the guys here in Rock Hill. And yeah, I've obviously grown up in the UK and ridden a lot of wet tracks in my time, but nothing like this. It's quite unusual. It's almost like concrete, but it's not slippery. So yeah, should be, regardless of the weather, we'll be in for some good racing.
You've had an incredible year of racing, and obviously we're in round number 5 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Tour. You're in contention. You've got a youngster biting at your heels, a man from Holland, the current 2015 world champion, Nick Kimman. You guys really much running there and thereabouts. It really has come down to the wire, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And I've said before that I can't remember a season where you could win, at this point, 3 out of the 4 World Cups and not have wrapped the title up. I think that's certainly testament to Nick and the performances that he's put in over the course of the year. And I won the title last year with 3 podium finishes and then 2 quarter-final finishes. So it's definitely put pressure on me. And any other year winning 3 World Cups, you wouldn't even need to show up at the last race. You would have won the overall. So it's going to be another exciting day racing, and I know that he's got nothing to lose. He's a young kid coming out. He's won the World Championships, and for me, I've found some really good form as of late. So I can't wait to go out and race. It's always nice when you know that you're going well, you can just go out and have fun.
Coming towards the end of the season, obviously you've got to stay on point. You've got the Olympic test event coming your way as well, and then a little bit of a rest and a big year next year. It's all about Rio 2016. It'll be an incredible season in 2015, but next year it's A game on.
Yeah, if I could have, if I could swap seasons, I certainly would. To win this many World Cups in a calendar year it's remarkable, and it certainly hasn't given me any loss of enthusiasm or motivation to go into next year and try and repeat the success that I've had this year. And the Olympic year is always easy to find motivation. That's what we worked for 4 years, since I crossed the finish line in London, and it didn't achieve what I would like to have achieved. It's been top of my priority list. So I'd love to have another good off season and carry on doing well at these big races and then go to the Olympics. Obviously, it's a one-off. It's a one-off race, but I can't wait. There you go.
And then finally, obviously, you've got a great federation behind you. British Cycling just doing so much. Your facility in Manchester, absolutely incredible. And really good to see just so many of the federations getting behind BMX and really lifting the game. So many permanent supercross tracks out there now worldwide. I think close on 25 now. But your federation, absolutely incredible with their support of you guys. Yeah, for sure. It's obviously a massive help. And the indoor, by far, being sort of the single most standalone point, really, that has changed our program beyond recognition. And I think that we'd like to do things our own way, and we're not a federation or a team that are going to sit back and send riders all over the world to score points if they're not up to a certain standard. And we've come under some criticism for that, and I think that I've performed over the last few years to a high enough standard, and the likes of Kyle and Trey and Quillen and Paddy, and you go down the list, we've got some really great kids coming through, and I'm sure that with the support that we have back home and the facilities that we've got, and Grant's a fantastic coach, and we're all determined and motivated to try and be one of the strongest BMX nations in the world. So it's exciting times. All right, so there you have it, Liam Phillips going to crown the champ this weekend here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We're going to go back to Pete in the studio.
So that is a great scoop there from Max on the trackside with our World Cup current leader, Liam Phillips. So Liam's had 2 back-to-back wins. He was our champion last year. Definitely a dream season coming together, Mark.
Yeah, Liam's killed it. He even said it himself in Sweden. People knew him as the King of Manchester, and he wanted to do an outdoor win, and he did that, and then backed it up in Argentina as well.
Yeah, so now we can see it's the 2 riders, only these 2 riders in that elite men's class have a chance at the overall World Cup for this season. So as you see, if Liam makes the finals, straight away he's crowned the champion. If Liam goes out in the semifinal, Nick Kimman has to win the main event. If Liam happens to go out in those quarterfinals, Nick Kimman only has to get second. Now when we say only, but only has to get second, it's very difficult. I know you've been in those situations before going for the overall title. How do things change after you had this great year? You've been consistent, but now there's a lot of pressure put on your back when you get out on the gate.
There is, and for Liam, I mean, he's had 3 wins and a 25th or something, which is a quarterfinal spot. And so, well, not even. And so, I mean, it is possible. And Nick has that up-and-coming, flying, killing every opportunity he can, and he's got no pressure on him to go up against the champ. So I don't have a winner.
Yeah, so definitely it's exciting to see. And then, from your perspective, we're going to call you the veteran. You've been here since pretty much the inception of Supercross. You've gone out there, you've won numerous times, you've been a star around here. But have you seen someone come in from that junior class straight away, come in, not only take a win, at a Supercross, wins the World Championships, but now he's in the overall contention for this title?
Not like Kimman. He has absolutely killed it. He won the Junior Worlds and then won the Worlds this year, and then has just been killing the Supercross. Got the double dice, got it won from lane 8 at Worlds. There's, I think, the last person. As quick as Sam Willoughby came onto the scene, he didn't even back up his junior win like Nick did. So I think there's something special in that kid for sure.
Yeah, definitely coming from one of those great countries in the Netherlands that have a lot of good riders. A little bit of inconsistency at times for some of those guys, but now it looks like Nick's the real deal. Like we said, he came out, even himself, he said, he went to Manchester, he went out in the quarterfinals, so it wasn't what he really wanted. And then after that, he was straight away consistent throughout the rest of the season, just missing being on the podium in each and one of those stops. So definitely exciting to see him. And then your thoughts on Liam. He's been really consistent as well, as you said, just with that one little club. He's had 3 wins and I think a 25th, and every win that he's had has been completely dominant. Nothing's been by luck, and I think he's finally found his legs definitely outside of Manchester. You don't want to race him in Manchester, and I guarantee he's come out here to Rock Hill to stamp his name and be the first person to get back-to-back Supercross titles. So the guy who wants to block that from him, that's young Nick Kimman. We've been talking about him. He's down on the trackside with Max Klor. Let's start down the Max so we can get a word here from Nick and see how his title quest will go this weekend here in Rock Hill.
So welcome back to trackside, and as you'll see behind me, some of the riders coming through now, the guys in the gates now, and just dialing in the course here in Rock Hill. With me, though, is a young man who's just set the world of Supercross BMX alight. He is Nick Kimman, the junior world champion in 2014, the senior world champion in 2015 from the Netherlands. Nick, great to have you here. You've been here a while, you've had a look at the track. How's it been going, and how's the form?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. The track's good. We were lucky enough to get to ride the track a little bit. The weather was a little bit better last week, but the track's holding up good, so looking forward to racing.
Dutchies came out a bit early. I know Jelle van Gorkum went down in practice. How is he? What's the result there?
Yeah, we came straight after Argentina, and Jelly unfortunately went down pretty hard, broke both collarbones and a rib and his spleen, and so, you know, but he's my roommate, so I have to help him out a little bit, but he's doing better and better, so might still take a little while, but looking forward to see him back on the track.
Great to see Twan back as well. He's looking in good spirits. Seems to be enjoying it out here in Rock Hill.
Yeah, so Twan is riding again, and now we're missing Jelly, so you know that's too bad. But you know it's good to have Twan back for sure.
Big form coming in now. It's race number 5. It's time to crown the champion. 2 men in the running, of course, yourself and Liam Phillips, and just incredible to be up against someone like Liam, and you know that it's all to play for come Sunday.
Yeah, Liam has quite a big gap in front of me. I think it's like 120 points, so I have to do a great race, and Liam has to do one of his worst races of the season if I want to take the title, but I will do my best and we'll see what happens.
Nick, what goes through your mind? I mean, this time last year you're racing juniors, you go and win the world championships, you come into the elite ranks, you know that you've got to earn your respect, and all of a sudden you whack it out the park, rainbow stripes around your chest, and now you're with all the big boys, guys that you've looked up to, mentors in the forms of Raymond van der Beers and Jelle van Gorkum, and racing shoulder to shoulder with guys like Sam Willoughby, Maris Stromberg, Joris Today. I mean, it's a mindset change. How are you adapting?
Yeah, last year I won the World Champs in junior, but then the World Cup after that I went out in a moto, so I knew it's quite a big step. And when I started racing my first national, Raymond was already riding a lead, so we're making jokes of that every time. But you know, it's crazy that stepping into the elite class and already doing that good and being in a title chase, you know, I'm not complaining.
Nice to see your brother racing so well as well. Nice support back home from your folks, but certainly a great federation behind you guys, Baz and the team, and the Dutchies just doing an incredible job. Your fantastic facility in Papendal, one of the homes of the Supercross World Cup. You guys really have a good thing going there.
Yeah, you know, Bas has a good program going with. We can train at Papendal like every day of the week, so we're lucky to have a facility like that where we can train every day with a lot of fast riders. So, you know, that really helped me to get a season like this.
A big shout out to you for the weekend. How about a shout out back home to the Dutchies?
In Dutch? Nederlanders blijven ons aanmoedigen. Not prepared for talking in Dutch. Well, you know.
Good luck out there. Let's go back to PT in the studio, everybody.
So there you have all the information that's going to be that battle, really good battle between Liam Phillips, Nick Kimman for that Elite Men's Championship. So now we head over to the women's side of things. And it's a little bit more cloudy because there's a lot more contenders in this event. So as we get to the World Cup rankings, we'll show you straight away that we have, these are the current points. Mariana Pajon leads the pack with 740, Elise Post second with 710, Steffi Hernandez 680, and Caroline Buchanan 625. You see 5th through 8th, they're basically out of the running. So we do have a possibility, and there are scenarios for all top 4 of these women to win that title. For Caroline Buchanan, it's going to take a lot. For Stephanie Hernandez, there's a easier scenario, but basically between Mariana Pajon and Elise Post, it's going to be whoever beats who in the top 2 or 3 positions. After that, even that gets a little bit cloudier because the points do drop down a little bit. But as you see right there, if Mariana was to win, she would win the overall title. If Elise is to beat Mariana 1st, 2nd, 3rd, then they'll be the ones that come through with that overall championship for the elite women. So with us here is the current leader of this overall Supercross World Cup points for the elite women, and that's going to be Mariana Pajon. Mariana, thanks for joining us.
I'm super happy to be here.
So out here, Rock Hill, it's all about this weekend's race to get that overall title. You've had it before. I know you definitely want it again. What's it going to take to go out there and be the best that you can in these conditions here in Rock Hill?
I'm just taking every stop by stop, so this is another stop for me, and just here to do my best. I always train to win, always train to do my best out there. So just not thinking about this, not thinking about points, just doing my best with the rain. It's gonna be against the rain, against the weather. So it's just me out there.
So you've had a really good season, winning that last event and winning 2 events this year. So just talk about how your season overall has gone for you.
It's been going really good for me. I've been feeling faster and faster every time, doing some new stuff on my bike and trying some new stuff on the track. So I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling that I'm doing my best every time, and just here to do it again, just having fun.
So come down, you've been here before, you've ridden the track. How do you feel out here on the track in Rock Hill?
This track is less technical, so it's fast, it's fun to ride. It's gonna be a tight racing, so it's gonna be fun to watch also. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't raced on it, but I've been riding last week, so I'm feeling good on the track and just about first straight for me.
So for you, as we said, it's just going to come down to that last main event. How are you, if any way different, look at this race different?
It's just a main. It just I'm doing like it's not my last stop. It's just another one. So I'm here as my best moment of the year. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fast. I'm just gonna take it like this. And it's not the main. It's not the last one. So it's just another one, and I'll do my best.
Well, I know the fans out there are super excited. We're all excited to see that race go down this weekend. Good luck, and we hope to see things work out well for you during this event here.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to do it.
So as we said before, it's going to come down, the title comes down to Mariana and Elise, and we'll show you how the scenarios can work out here this weekend in Rock Hill. So as you see, if Mariana is to win, she wins the overall title. If Mariana is to get second, Elise has to get third for Mariana still to win that title. If Mariana isn't in that, and Elise is the victor of that race, Elise Post will take that title. So there's a little bit close there, but things actually get a little bit more tricky. Stephanie Hernandez, who sits currently third in the points, if she's able to win the event, Elise gets second, Mariana gets third, then they actually all tie. The tiebreaker for the Supercross Series is the winner of the most recent event, if they all have the same number of wins, and that would be Stephanie Hernandez. So it's a big scenario, but you know, right now it's really the most realistic option here. As we've seen, the most consistent riders out there all year long have been Mariana Pajon and Elise Post, and now Elise joins us here in the studio. Hi, Elise. Hi. So we're here in Rock Hill, the Supercross Finals in America on your home soil, and you're going for the championship. How are things feeling? How are you feeling right now with the season coming to a wrap here in Rock Hill?
It's just exciting, you know. It's another year in the books almost, and it's always awesome when we get to end the year on home turf. And this year we've taken it to a new place in Rock Hill, and very excited to, I guess, get to race in front of the home crowd, and I guess, try to win my first World Cup on U.S. soil. That'd be my goal.
So a couple events ago, you went out, you had the perfect day. Talk about what it's like. You know, you've been really close, you've won in the past, but that was just a spectacular day. What was it feeling like to win that event?
It was awesome. It was just, everything was clicking that day. You know, we had a lot of conditions to deal with all year long. Probably going to have some this weekend again. But to have it all click and just kind of overcome those little obstacles and, you know, kind of battle with your own head out there and just overcome those things and come out on top on a tough day of racing like that was awesome.
So you've raced here earlier in the year. What kind of racing should we expect once we get to the racing on Saturday night?
I think it's going to be awesome. Probably some of the best racing we've had on the circuit all year long. This is definitely a racers-friendly track. We said that about Argentina as well, but this track is a little bit less technical, but it's wide open and it's going to be fast, and you don't even need the downhill to kind of get going on this track because there's room to pedal and people can make up for times if they make an error and stuff. So I think you're going to see a lot more tight racing and exciting racing, and it's going to be a lot of passing, a lot of action. I know when we raced here earlier this year, it was a lot of fun to watch for the fans.
So I know at the last stop we were in South America. We had, you know, 2 of the 3 top women up there. The fans were going crazy. They were also very appreciative for you because they just love racing down there. But you can tell who they were pulling for. Now, when you get on the top of that gate, hopefully in the main event on Saturday night, you're going to have the United States fans behind you. How's that going to help motivate you for that little bit of extra push you may need to come when it comes to the main event time?
I think it'll be great. Like I said, we have raced here before, and the Rock Hill community seems to be very backing of cycling in general with the facilities that have been building, and hopefully we'll see even more than we saw back in Chula Vista. And we race on this series all the time, and racing on home turf is always, I think, an advantage, and you get that little bit of, fire in your belly that you want to, impress your friends and have fun, and just get to enjoy that moment with the people that are around you that love you and they're here to support you. So that'll be really fun.
So for you, what has been, I know you had the victory, but what, other than that, what's been your standout takeaway from this 2015 Supercross season?
I just think the consistency of all of it's been good. There's been, I think it's probably the tightest women's race that they've probably seen in the whole overall chase of the whole thing. So I think that regardless of how much action there's been and switching of places and whatnot, there's still been a pretty consistent, I'd say, top 5, but everyone's just switching places, so the racing's been really good. And I think for me, just being consistent, I've had 3 podiums this year, so that's awesome for me every final, and I think just the consistency of the whole series has been what I've really taken and highlight.
I think you're one of the leaders in the women's movement and the progression of the sport. Talk about that too. I know this year it's stepped up another level. So how are you able to continue that growth and push the level, the skills level in that elite women's class?
I think that the tracks themselves, we just keep trying new things. We ride in Chula Vista all the time, and you see a lot of the girls riding the men's stuff now, and you gotta any day at practice, you got to try something new and push yourself to do that, and then by the time you get to the race, things kind of just fall into place like that because you're practicing at a higher level and higher intensity. So yeah, you just end up doing things that you haven't done on the same tracks before, and then they progress the tracks, so then the riding gets better again, and just this continual progression. And yeah, I've got these younger ones coming up now, so I've got to try to stay on top. Not you. Yeah, the young ones.
I'm the younger one coming up.
And speaking of the progression in the women's class, this weekend it's matched prize money for the elite women and the elite men. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that's awesome, and on the U.S. series as well, they've been upping the prize money in total, and I think that this is just another awesome thing that they're doing here in the U.S. They want to show that equality and that they want to back BMX as a whole, and I think that it's just going to give everybody that little bit of extra oomph that they want to get on top as well and be able to go home with a bit of extra cash.
Well, I know you definitely want to go home with a little bit of extra cash, winning that overall title, and I know the American fans here are going to be super excited for you when you're out there on the track come Saturday night, hopefully in that main event, and we're all excited for you. Thanks for joining us with us today. So now we're going to go back down to the track with Max. So the last woman that we have who has a good shot at that overall title, Steffi Hernandez, is down on track with Matt Kluwer. Let's hear from Max down on the track. Maybe.
All right, so there we have it with us here, Stephanie Hernandez, and from Venezuela. Steph, great to have you here. As you can see, look at that, wet, horrible.
No, it's not horrible. It's like it's a race, it's a BMX. We always in the limits, and we always pushing in our limits. So now it's not only by ourselves, always with the nature, like this raining and everything, but I think it is amazing. The track will be a great race, even with the rain. We can see the riders are really good on the track, so we'll see.
Stephanie, it's been a crazy year, 2015, a massive year for you personally, winning the World Championship and in Zolder. That was a massive moment for you, wasn't it? You were super stoked.
Yeah, I really was really happy because it was one of my main goals of this year. So I achieved it, and I felt really, really happy. It's like all the hard work, I just was talking with you, it's like I have already 2 years without go back home. So I think all that sacrifice, if we can say like this, are paying off. Well, in Zolder was raining and winding and crazy like this, so I think that is good for me.
Let's talk a bit about the title chase to crown the champion this weekend. Mariana Pajon, yourself, Elise Post, you guys are all in it. Anything can pretty much happen. You come home first, you're going to stand a really good chance to take it home overall, aren't you?
Yes, it's like we are really tying the points. I think who wins here, and all depends. For me, my main goal is win the race and waiting for the other result. But I think I have great possibility to get the overall title. And with the overall title, with the good result here, is not only the overall title in the Supercross series, it's also the UCI ranking will be on the first place. So nothing better than come back home like world champion, overall champion, and UCI #1. So that is my goal for the weekend.
A little bit of pressure you're putting on yourself there, but pressure looks like what you do best.
We need always push our limits, and it is what I'm doing for life right now. So I'm giving my 100%, and I'm enjoying a lot. And this is a great opportunity to me because I have all the support of my country behind me. Like I'm pushing myself. I'm showing like in Venezuela we have great riders. So I give it my best, and I hope everything comes right.
It's been a busy season. Obviously, after this weekend, you go straight through to Rio for the test event for the Olympics. And obviously, you're wanting to be at the Olympics, and you're going to be representing Venezuela at the Olympics. So, again, a big one for you, and excited for that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. And like all the working we've been doing is focused on 2016. So we start all that training in 2013 with Thomas Allier in Switzerland. So I think all the work we're doing, we planify everything to get in 2016 at the best performance. So I think 2015 was already a great year. So we're hoping the same for the 2016.
Good luck out there this weekend.
Thank you.
There you have it, Stephanie Hernandez. Let's go back to the studio with Pete D.
So that was Max with Stephanie. She has that outside chance. She is the dark horse, but as we saw at that World Championship, she went out and she was victorious that day. So let's get into the event schedule for everything that's coming up this weekend. Right now, in the rain, we have elite men's practice. Things are going swimmingly for those Group A riders as they're out there getting ready for that Group B. And then later on tonight, we'll move into the elite women's Group C training practice. So then on tomorrow, we move into the qualification rounds of racing. And we have all those riders that have signed up that are not pre-qualified. They're going to go head-to-head in those scrambled motos, trying to make their way through to the program on Saturday. Then we'll move into the super final time trials. Top 8 women pre-qualified in overall points will go head-to-head, one run on the track. Then we'll move to the top 16 elite men. They'll go out there for their one run time trial, and that we will crown champions tomorrow night for time trials of the day. And then all of the action goes down on Saturday. We've got those pre-qualified riders. They move into the 8th finals, which are their motors. Then we move into their single elimination, racing in those quarterfinals for the men. Quarterfinals for the elite women are still motos. And then we move on into the semifinals later on in the evening, wrapping things up late at night with those finals and getting a champion here in Rock Hill for the day, as well as crowning champions overall for the season. So definitely a lot of action going on this weekend, and we have a lot of stuff going on the track as well. So Max Clor's out there with Team USA. Jamie Staff, who runs that program, get a word with Jamie about having a World Cup here on the home soil and how things are working out for that team.
All right, so here we are, and yep, the rain hasn't gone away yet, but certainly good to see the guys taking on the conditions. With me here, the head coach of the USA BMX team, Jamie Staff. Jamie, good to have you here. Not the weather we expected on a home ground advantage.
Didn't expect it, but it's not a shocker after this season. I think we've had rain for all of them except Manchester, and that was indoors. So, I mean, at this point, we're like, yeah, whatever, another race in the rain.
Jamie, it's been a critical season for you guys leading up to the Olympic Games. Obviously, a massive program at USA Cycling and a good bunch of riders. You've got some seriously good talent to choose from. Must be a very difficult decision for you going into the Olympics, but obviously the athletes are going to be chosen on merit and on the system, and really exciting times for the athletes at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of depth. There's a lot of riders. I'll be honest, and I'd like to have a couple more at the very, very top, but I mean, I think everyone would. You know, our girls are probably outstanding at the moment. You know, we've got Elise and Felicia and Brooke that are right up there in the ranking. The guys, we've got Connor, you know, Nick's here and there. But there's some other talent too. Still a bit of time to work. You know, it's been a bit of a challenge, a little bit more of a challenge than I thought it would be when I took the job on. But it's been a good challenge, and I've enjoyed it. And, you know, I think once you can taste the Olympics, it's around the corner, right? So hopefully I'm just people will start digging deep and really get hungry and we'll do our part, I'll do my part and try and get them there in the best shape possible.
Let's talk a bit about the facility here in Rock Hill. Obviously, a lot of the racing in the past on the UCI BMX Supercross program taking place in Chula Vista, but a new facility here. It's been around just over a year. Mike King's here. They've done a fantastic job, and it really looks like it's a course that's made for good racing.
It is. It's a fantastic facility. I mean, the city of Rock Hill has really gone to town. I mean, the amount of money they've invested in this venue is just outstanding. I hope that other cities in the US, step up and produce these kind of tracks. It's brilliant. I mean, it looks perfect. I mean, these guys are riding in a lot of rain and it's holding up. Not a single bit of mud anywhere. So, great facility. The staff of Rock Hill, Mike King and his team are just amazing. Very friendly. They're very friendly here at Genuine Rock Hill, so it's a good time here, and they've welcomed us, and hopefully we'll put on a good show.
What next for you guys? I mean, obviously the season ends here. We've got Rio next week, which is the test event for you guys, and then how much of a break will the athletes take before going into the preparation for the Olympic Games in 2016?
I think the Europeans will be on break after that test event, but we have a few more races in the US. There's a couple of domestic supercross races left, one in Chula and one in Florida. And then they've got the Grands, which is a big race that a lot of the guys do in Thanksgiving. So I think most of the guys will kind of be riding through Thanksgiving, and then it'll be a quick, short break in December, and then back on the gas for January, February, a lot of pre-season condition, and then obviously getting ready for our season.
Unbelievable, just too. I don't know if you guys can hear this back home, but the rain really bucketing down here. Unbelievable. And as you said, it's been a bit of a whirlwind season with the weather. But just great to be able to have a facility like this, which can pretty much dry up really quickly and get racing underway straight away.
Yeah, I mean, the track, like you look at it, it's literally like they're riding on asphalt. It really is. It's remarkable. I know they've spent a lot of money putting this surface in, and they got it right. It's working. So, unfortunately, it's not much fun riding in the rain, but, at least the track will hold up. They'll get a bit wet, but there'll be a good race.
The racing here also this weekend, I would presume, will be quite tight, quite close. I think lots of place to pass on the course, nice big wide open corners. You're going to see guys coming across the line, all 8 of them probably within 1 or 2 seconds of each other.
Yeah, they're not going to be maybe as aggressive as it would be in the dry, a little bit like auto racing, but regardless, there's still, like you say, plenty of room for action. People are hungry. We're getting down to the title for the whole Supercross season, so people want to, they're hungry for it. There's some really good contenders, and so, yeah, there'll be some good racing.
Any selections for this weekend for you? We know that we've got Liam Phillips and Nick Kimman up for grabs in the overall men's, and the ladies, Mariana Pajon, Elise Post and Stephanie Hernandez. Who are you going to call? Have you got anyone that you think is going to be able to take it home here and take and crown the champion this weekend?
I don't know. I'm going to put some money on Nick Long. He's one of the only guys who was up there in the torrential rain, so he's committed. I'm going to put some money on Nick this weekend to hopefully get a podium. Connor's been here for 2 weeks training hard on the track. Hopefully he likes the rain. Yeah, I mean, all my guys, I want them all to do well. They all deserve it.
All right, there you have it, everyone, from a very wet track site. Let's get back into the warm studio with Pete D.
So there's all the scoop from Max on the track with Jamie Staff this time. And now it's something the fans always love. It's freebies and giveaways. Mark, what do you got for the fans?
We have right here for the fans a pair of Box X model forks, carbon fiber. We're going to give away. All you have to do is follow at UCI BMX SX on Instagram, hashtag Crown the Champ, and I want to see a picture of your in-action case on why you deserve these forks. I want the best carnage photo you can find. Get that hashtag and follow them on Instagram.
And if you can't get those forks, next up we have one of these beautiful GoPro Hero 4 cameras. Same thing. Follow UCI BMX SX on Instagram and hashtag Crown the Champ, hashtag GoPro, and just let us know why you want to win a GoPro camera. Show us your worst selfies, because that's why you want to get yourself a real good camera like a GoPro. And then the last giveaway that we have a Chase BMX bike. This is open to anyone in the United States. Same thing, hashtag Crown the Champ, hashtag Chase BMX. Show us a picture of your beat up bike or a bike that you need to replace, and let us know why you need a new BMX bike, and you can win yourself a Chase Edge BMX bike. So a lot of good giveaways going on here. If you're going to do a case, you're definitely going to need a new set of forks, and Box makes some of the best forks out there.
I've had some good cases.
Mark has been very good at testing these forks cases on his own to know that they will definitely hashtag Crown your champ.
Just definitely. They'll hold up. My word.
So So just make sure you follow UCI BMX SX on Instagram. Use those hashtags Crown the Champ, hashtag GoPro, hashtag Chase BMX, hashtag
Crown the Champ, follow at UCI BMX SX, and follow Box Components.
All right, so those are the giveaways, and you can also go on the social media later on Instagram, and you can see the same rules, the same ways that you can win these prizes. So next up, we got Max. You know, a lot of things go out on the Supercross tour that you don't see a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of support crew here. So Max is down on the track with one of the medical support staff from Team USA, and he's going to let us know what it's like to travel with the team, with the riders, and take care of them when they have these mishaps on the track, or just to get ready to hit the racing each and every day.
So down here on the track side is Willie Mayer. Willie Mayer, the head mechanic of the Dutch BMX team. He's been on the scene for many years. Willie, how many years have you been the head mechanic for the Dutch team?
I'm the last 9 years a mechanic for the Dutch team.
9 years, you've had some incredible riders come through during that time. If I think back to all the incredible riders that have come through, I see Bob de Vilde here this weekend. But really cool to be working with the machinery. You must have seen a big evolution in the riding and the mechanics and the equipment that has come across BMX. An exciting job for you, traveling around the world and looking after the guys' bikes?
Yes, especially the last year, the technique from the bikes very different. And I'm the last 3 years riding the riders on the Mabo bikes. I'm the founder from the Mabo. I'm very proud of that.
All right, let's just talk about the Mabo bike. So Willie, obviously one of the founders of Mabo bicycles. Here it is up here. This is the race bike, I think. Let's have a look at the number. Who have we got here? Twan van Gent's race bike. Let's just talk a bit through the bike here, Willie.
Yeah, I listen all time to the feedback from the riders. And the last time, this the bike from Twan van Gent, and he will change day. It's not different from the gearing. He had 1 point for the axle, and yeah, he's very happy, and it's stiffer than the normal.
Let's talk a bit about the tyre choice. Obviously, we're in wet conditions, but we're on a hard track here. Not a lot of sand. Any difference in the tyre choice for the guys going into the weekend?
Yeah, not that weekend. We have not all tires for tested. So this moment, and we were sponsored for the Tioga, and we're waiting for the new tires, and I think it's better and different with the weather.
Let's talk about the weight of a bike. What sort of weight would this bike come in at, Willie? What does it weigh? Any idea of the weight of the bike?
Yes, I mean this bike are 8.3 kilogram.
8.3 kilograms. And tell us a bit about the frame. Carbon frame? Carbon fork? No? What is the composite?
No, the frame is from aluminium. And the fork is from Volkswagen carbon. And maybe in the future, I think there's coming carbon rims and more carbon.
So carbon coming in. And last but not least, what gearing is he running here on the front and back?
Oh, the one is a very big gearing, riding 50 in the front and 18 back.
So 15 in the front and 18 in the back. That's massive gearing for Twan van Gent, number 148 from the Dutch. Willie, thanks very much for joining us. We're going to go back to Pete D in the studio.
All right, so there you got some scoop on the bike instead of the physio. But we'll move on as we get into things. These professionals are out here. They make the racing look simple. But when you get up close and personal to these supercross tracks, you can see how big and burly they truly are. And in the studio with us, we have Justin Posey, rider for Dance Comp, who had a little mishap a couple weeks ago. Justin, thanks for joining us. We know you were in a lot of pain. Looked like you're recovering. So thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me. And it's always good to see some racing and be around the action.
Yeah, so we're talking about how easy you guys make it look out there, but you just came back from a supercross race and things didn't turn out as well. Let's fill the fans in on what happened and how things are going for you now.
Yeah, I had a little mishap. Came out of the first corner a little faster than I did in practice, and it's a little breezy, and with the wind out there on these burly tracks, they don't end up too well very often. So just had a little mishap, overshot, a little sideways, hand blew off, and next thing you know, I'm in the hospital. So again, it happens, especially with these tracks and how burly they are. But again, it's part of our sport, and it's why we get out there to do it. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So it's nice to be in the action, and like I said, I'll be itching to get back very soon. So.
And we don't want to scare everybody off, but what actually did happen to you out there?
All right. Well, we got a long list. We got broken back in 2 places that required surgery, a broken, dislocated, and torn rotator cuff in my shoulder, broken thumb, knocked out my front 2 teeth, and a concussion. So, but I'm healed. I'm on my way to healing, and I'm getting better. So,
so there was a video on the live feed of it happening.
Yep.
When you just basically kissed a roller at probably 40 mile an hour,
Yep.
and then just bounced to death. That grill is, look, he's just got these 2 new teeth this afternoon,
Yep.
and they're looking good, my friend.
Thank you.
So how long is the road to recovery?
I get this question a lot, and the answer is I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that kind of depends on the rehab. I'm going back out to Chula Vista to get the rehab at the Olympic Training Center, the best rehab I can get. So I head out there Monday and get started, and it just all depends on that. Of course, next year we're going to be gearing up for the Olympics, so it's just all about getting ready for the Rio games.
So that hasn't hindered that plan at all?
No, I mean, obviously there's different ways to make the team for the U.S., and we've kind of got a little game plan going, and I'm going to heal up and give it the best shot I got.
Right on. And so you broke your back in 2 places, so they've fused a couple of the vertebrae together with
2 rods and 10 screws.
Really?
So yeah, it was. I had to lay flat 2 days straight before I could get into surgery, so that was tough. But
and Mum had to step in and help you out for a few days.
Yeah, I'm not gonna not gonna go into detail, but she had to basically do everything for me. So it was a brutal time, but again, I can't thank my mom enough for doing something like that. You know, she's always been behind me, and it's nice to know she's still there.
Yeah, it was good to see you. They were talking this morning. They were wondering how you were going to get up here, and then we found out there was an elevator in house.
Yeah.
We were wondering if you were going to
Coming
carry
up
up in a wheelchair. So
Well,
it was good to see you walking up here.
It's funny because one of my buddies, Cole Tizar, he ended up breaking his elbow the other week, and Tyler Farrow was like, "Yeah, do you think they got a wheelchair with 2 people that we can push around?" But no, I'm lucky to be walking, and I'm here. So I'm happy.
It's a brutal sport, and it hurts. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sitting here and not out there doing that these days.
Yeah, it's always great to have experts in the field joining us, and these guys both are experts at crashing and living about and giving us the stories. But so one last question for you: how hard is it? Because you're basically a local here. How hard is it to sit back? You've been riding here since the inception of the track. Sit back now and just watch the Supercross going on at basically your home track.
Yeah, I had a lot of family members and friends and fans planning to come to this one, so it's definitely tough. Again, I've had this track pretty dialed in. I was able to get second at the USAC championships and the Continental champs here, so it hurts a little bit, but again, I've kind of gotten past the point where I'm dwelling on the past, and it's just time to look at the future and again, give it everything I got to go to Rio next year.
Well, it's definitely great to see that positive attitude that you have on the road to recovery. And as we see a lot of true champions, that's the way they focus on things and move forward. So thanks so much, Justin. We're excited to have you pop in with us today. We'll try to get you in on the program tomorrow as well, get some more insight from a local here. So this is pretty much the wrap-up of the preview show here. Really excited about all the action. You got those scheduled. Things will be kicking off tomorrow night at 5 o'clock and then 6 o'clock on Saturday night for all the live action. Thanks for joining us. We'll have a few commercials here from some of our sponsors, including Oakley, GoPro, and Cliff Bar. But for myself, Pete Delusky, Marc Willers, and Lauren Berlingeli, now Justin Posey, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow here on BMX Live TV.
Such a mental game.
Obsessing over the little things, that's what's going to make a difference.
If I'm training and stronger, good things will happen.
When you battle something, that's the thing you get addicted to.